Hey guys, it's Mo in the deep end here. Sorry, I'm late and semi sober. Church went long. And, kids that just got out of school have no desire to sit and listen about the Bible. I got to learn how many kids, had hand, foot, and mouth and, you know, rubbed their face up that way. So I kind of doused them all with hand sanitizer. Look, i- if your children sound like they have the croup, maybe keep them home from church. Hey, Jamie, how are you guys? Hope you guys are having a relaxing Sunday. I semi taught children about the Bible, but if it's like when I teach my kids about the Bible, they still think Jesus and Santa Claus are twins. So it is what it is. We tried. And you guys get to see, okay, wrong way. Directions are different. I found a light bright with Stranger Things that I'm not going to tell Mr. Mo how much I spent on it. Yeah, definitely not going to tell Mr. Mo all of that. And it was definitely a grocery need. It came out of grocery bill money, but it was on clearance. So, and it's light bright. Oh my God. I needed it very deeply. But we are here to talk about, well, Sarah Boone. We're going to try to get through her last two letters and then get to the complaint and possibly get to um, her interrogation because, oh my gosh, my spirit animal is the woman who gives no shits about, um, you know, what Sarah's saying. Like, she is Danny Glover, lethal weapon. Like, I have 2 years to retirement. Don't come at me. I do not care. I think she was pregnant at the time, and I can tell you that when I was pregnant, I was done with all stupid people. I can deal with kids being kids but adult morons, no, no. This is why I can't go back to retail. This is why you all have to get me to monetize so I never have to go to retail or become a substitute teacher. So this is the letter that Sarah sent to her, lawyer in oh gosh, in March since we did the January one. And it says, "Mr. Pankowitz, this is my third letter trying to reach you over another almost 6-week period. The same two phone numbers you've given me still do not work. One number, your personal cell." Sir, why are you giving her your personal cell phone number? That is a terrible, terrible idea. Terrible. Goes to voicemail directly. This dude set her up and to go to voicemail. You know, okay, so hilarious story. When I was pregnant with our middle son, who is the living, breathing Bobby Hill or Chris Farley brought back to life, um, I thought Mr. Mo was gonna look really cool with a bald head. What he looked like, unfortunately, was like he was fighting for leukemia. Man has a divotty head. And, hey, I still thought he was attractive enough to have a 6th child, but, yeah, looking back at those pictures, I have told him, "Never ask me for hair help. My hormones will set you up for failure." Let's see, voicemail. And doesn't even ring. I've had this number since you personally gave it to me back in July 2022 upon your appointment as my attorney by the court. Not working still 8 months later. The other number rings and rings and rings until it automatically disconnects me. Not working either. Also, this is the number you continuously tell me it is, just needs to either be activated. Please activate. I, even in my desperation to speak with you, had an outsider call and try to reach you on my behalf, who tried calling your office 3 times. Who is helping her on the outside? Listen, this woman needs to hit rock bottom. Also, this is my booze glass. Mo needs to straw. We're gonna go back to the mega pint, as soon as I get one of those lids that you can put on ball jars, because that is awesome. Gotta love Goodwill. We're both hoping you are able to reply to her email she sent today as another from form of trying to communicate with you. I've exhausted my resources and am again just sitting here waiting for you to contact me in whatever way you are able. And as soon as you are possible, please. Time sensitive matters are at hand, as I've made you aware of previously, verbally and in my letters. So they're the glass jars. These are called it's just the, name brand, but they're also hilarious and named Ball, so I had to get, like, a dozen because who wouldn't? Oh, for the love of Cheetos. So, for some technical unweird reason, my cell phone and my husband's and all were on the same group, and I get his work text all the time, and I'm about ready to throw my phone in the trash because that and my holy my, I know the amount of, hairspray. Listen, 80s people, y'all broke the ozone, and now the 80s are coming back. Yeah, they can be called mason jars. I call them ball jars, though, because I'm 12 and a half. But, so we're some magical reason we have to figure this stuff out, I don't know. But anyways, the 80s, y'all white rained the ozone right the hell away. And now you're bringing them back. Look, here's the deal, guys. We all decided that the 80s were a horrible fashion time. We all agreed that front pleated pants didn't look good on anyone, and we decided to close that dark chapter and, put it in Pandora's box like Jumanji and hide it away. And now y'all are trying to come up with some high-waisted stuff and some tight-rolled jeans and acid wash, and I'm you know, we don't have dog food. I might Is it okay to do cat food? I don't know. I don't know where I would stash my burner phone where no one would find it. Probably in the cleaning closet, to be very honest with you. Let's see here. I know you have attempted to schedule the minimum 15-minute, uh, and then it goes to something else. So it looks like we're missing page 2 because there's 1 and then it goes straight to 3. Okay, well, I'll have to, listen, some days I am tempted to write all these people letters just to keep up the bad work, Daryl. I love who in let's just go on the Daryl train for, like, 5 seconds. You make God responsible for you and your escape, plowing into people, but then you tell people that, it's not you have to live by the scripture, not just read it. Sir, we have seen your reading skills. Until you become not hooked on phonics, don't talk to anyone about how they choose to live the Bible. Because listen, I haven't created my killdozer yet, okay? M Only one of us here in this group, Mr. Spiritual Man, has, injured and killed a bunch of people. Besides, I go into Sunday school knowing I stink at it. Oh my gosh, never get roped into stuff at church. It just happens. I have this face that's like, "Put me with children." And I'm like, "Um, you don't want me teaching them. I teach them other things." We ended up talking about how to wipe your nose correctly because this skeeves me out to no end. But so we did a whole lesson like, "Okay, you blow your nose in a tissue, and I'm gonna hose you down in hand sanitizer." Alright, so it looks like we are missing page 2 of this, so it jumps to 3. Maybe she, wrote how to get to Atlantis or something. My pretrial conference, I found out, is now 3/31/23, which you said previously for whatever the reason. I am unable to attend any of these conferences. How am I supposed to know what's going on and what you're reporting and what is being discussed between all other parties except me? Well, oh, sugar. Sugar boobs here. Um, maybe for the sake of expedience, they didn't want your crazy ass there. I mean, if I were your lawyer, I wouldn't want you there, but I'm not your lawyer until, what is it? The Jodi Arias people give me my law degree because 'cause Imma need, like, 12 of them to explain my lack of mathitude. Except me. The main component in my case no, the main component in your case, darling, is that you put do we have to get church lady out already? Yeah, my son totally wonked up my glasses because that's what he does. Listen, dearest, you're in jail because you put your boyfriend in a suitcase. The main component of your case is the death of your boyfriend, which you have yet to say sorry for. Isn't that special? Oh, also another fun story. So, when I had my last bad day, it I guess, maybe she's like, oh gosh, Chad and Lori, she has portals that she talks to with them. Oh my gosh, this woman. But so other story. So this week I had a really bad day and I had to take my doctor prescribed medication for very bad days, which makes me alternate between like twilight sleep and just dead to the world sleep. Now, sometime in there, my youngest, most feral son decided to cut the cat's hair. So I wake up with a clump of cat hair and I had to ask Mr. Mo, I was like, did I do anything weird when I was yesterday? And he's like, why? I don't. And I said, I woke up with like clumps of cat hair everywhere. No, my youngest son decided to try to shave the cat. Listen, everyone that has teenage children, if you need a griffin think it over, screw baby think it over, those robot babies. You need a feral 7-year-old as birth control. It's just it is what it is. I know. I I would and you ask them, "What the hell possessed you to do this?" And he's like, "I don't." I mean, they kids don't have answers. It was like, just it happened. Believe me, this subject is, full of reasons to laugh. But Bender Bending Rodriguez was not very happy, and, we had to have a talk about why you don't shave cats. C Can I explain to you the things that I have had to yell since having young feral boys that I never thought I would yell in my entire life? I have yelled more about peeing than any adult star ever in my life. I can't. Boys are a trip. Boys are a trip. Alright. Well, she's the main component of her case, especially if we, in a still unestablished attorney-client relationship, ma'am, no one wants to be in a relationship with you, are not in regular or proper communication with one another. Why can't I be in attendance and participate in my PTC, all in caps? How else am I to be kept updated in real time and actual minutes during the conference if not there myself? I have no way of knowing anything if not updated by you, my attorney, and I do not have a computer to use view myself. Help me understand, please. How can Court TV, different news channels, and even professional YouTubers as a non-professional YouTuber, ma'am, you are just funlarious, okay? I'm sorry. I'm telling you. So, okay, here's another fun story. So my, middle daughter, Cora, is, well, she has a friend that's a boy, but is not a friend. I don't know. Just one day I woke up and she was mopping the floor and I thought, "Oh my gosh, she realizes mommy is struggling and she's gonna mop the floor for me and do." No, boy was coming over. At this point, I just got a mopped floor and I don't really care. He's so sweet and nice, but, Griffin definitely thought he was invited to the date, and Cora ended up, letting him do her makeup. this she looked like something from Clockwork Orange. He had used again, not my Wet n Wild, clearance makeup. No, the good things I have to go into Sephora for, and try to talk to this, like, teenage person, "I just need stuff for my eye bags." And she's like in Mo fashion, I go in and I'm like, "I would just like to look like I've slept in 16 years. It's a lie, but I'd like to look like it." And, of course, this little 18-year-old is confused, and I'm like, "Sweetheart, I'm just here for something for under my eyes. I just need." And she's like, "Oh, well, we have stuff that you put on after contouring before." I'm like, "Ma'am, sweetheart, dearest, I have 6 children, about 5 minutes to slap on anything I want in the morning. Uh, do you have just something quick?" And then they send me to the older woman who works in there because 'cause I'm like, "Look, I don't wanna spend $70, but I'd like to look not homeless, please." Alright, let me see here. But as a non-professional YouTuber, I don't find myself identified in this letter, so I'm okay with it. Attend my PTC, and I cannot? How? I am sure one of the other parties can help me with updates since they will be in attendance. Well, see, all you have to do is click onto YouTube. We will tell you all about it. Oh my gosh, that would tickle me pink. Can you imagine her seeing me do church lady for her? Oh, don't get me so excited on a fun day. Okay. For me also, should you be unable to provide, why can't I be included in my PTC for my case, all in caps? I'm sure also everything from the conference collected from everyone else will be vomited all over the internet. Ma'am, I elegantly spew my facts and words. I do not vomit. I am a lady-ish when I'm not cursing. Just like everything else has been, non-permissively. Well, ma'am, I think once you let your boyfriend pass away in a suitcase, you kinda lose permission. I don't know. It's just me. And can add even more dysfunction and ignorance to my prejudgment already made by the world in the great court of public opinion. I like my great court of public opinion. In fact, um, I am empress of petty universe, and, it is what it is, lady. I would like to be a part of this, seeing as it all pertains to me. Please, it is my right. So many questions, concerns piling and piling up from not being. And then it looks like this one, I don't know if they just got tired and they were like, "You know what? What 2 le 2 pages is enough, Sarah, for a day." The intern was like, "Look, I am not even paid. I was here because my parents thought it would look good for my college resume. This woman is cray." And she doesn't even have the good, you know, pr oh gosh, the good grace to go red. Look, I went red so people would know she is crazy. Do not mess with her. I am liable to mow out. It cannot be stopped. Alright, so we are at oh, for the love of Cheetos. We are at, the April letter because she is absolutely nuts. I know I can do this. I did this yesterday. Oh, Lord. No, I didn't. Boomer moment. What are we doing here? Ah, I am only slightly a genius, right? My genius is, un I, unlike Sarah, do not excel at everything. Oh, so I will grift a little bit. I have with the cases coming up that we have, crazy NFL and oh gosh, who comes up next? A bunch of cases. I am going to get a whiteboard with string because The NFL, I still can't figure out everything. It is, someone named their kid Tyranny for reasons. I'm I need to know Tyranny's middle name. Please let it be Anarchy. I need this in my life. Mr. Mo, when we were having our last child, we had gone with G's for everyone, but he wouldn't let me name him, like, something crazy. Like, he wouldn't let us convert to Judaism, and then I'd name my kid Christian because that would be funny to me. There's a reason God put Mr. Mo in my life, because with if I didn't, we'd have well, just Mo unleashed without restraints is not good. Ah, that's what she did. Well, they must not have gotten the back because you know, I I don't think we missed any gems, but and that might have been the part in the book where, Dumbledore and Aslan die, so and Gandalf dies, so really we missed nothing. The world missed nothing. Oh, this is to whom it may concern. Oh, we're getting spicy here. We're like, "Oh, no one's referred to Judge." Judge is like, "God dang it. I am intern, go scan this and then get it the heck away from me." To whom it may concern. The enclosed letter I sent 3/22/23 was scanned incorrectly on the clerk's website. Oh, we are bitching now. Awesome. Oh, apparently we did miss it. Aslan and, Letitia Stalk saved the world. Again, where was Maria at the time of this, suitcasing? Because we might have an alibi. I mean, it's a little bit unconventional, but with the fact pattern we have, why not just go full crazy? She did number each page, but I think, again, like I said, the intern was like, "Look, this is a whole lot of concentrated crazy, and, we're just gonna half-ass it." Never, never underestimate a teen's ability to do 10% of a half-assed job if they are not willing to do work. Incorrectly on the clerk's website, only the first and third page, so I am resending it with nothing on the backs to avoid confusion. And where missed previously, I also received a copy of my copied letter today with only the same 2 pages included. Are my letters even being read? Ma'am, no. No, they are not. I would like to give you the easy answer for that, Sarah Boone. That is a no. No, we are not. We are not reading them. Well, I'm reading them. We always miss out on the good part. Yeah, I am torn because I kinda wanna see, um, on a random tangent note, I wanna see, the indie Anna Jones, but I've heard it is horror bad, and I just can't with any more of my male lead awesome characters getting basically shown up by strong women, so I've heard bad things, very bad things. Also, Harrison Ford is like 812. Can we just let him go in peace? I know, I'm reading them for clout, but I am not a professional YouTuber. So I guess I'm not everyone. I feel kind of I feel judged by Sarah Boone. I am professionalishness. I'm trying a little bit. I have I have a light bright. I'm totally an adult. With okay. Are my letters even being read? I wrote 4, but only 2 were copied, uploaded, and mailed. Clerical error? Ma'am, if you are able to, look at the clerk's website, you are not incommunicado as much as you say. An update while already contacting you. Bullet point: Mr. Bankowitz has not met with me personally, face to face. Ongoing now for 2 months, 8 more weeks. I am so glad that she likes that she gives us the mathing. The 2 phone numbers given still do not work, underlined, or his office phone answered when someone else is trying on the outside. Oh, star and underlined. Judge Wooten, can you please have Mr. Bakewitz fix the phone problem? You know, maybe it's just me, but if any of you guys have been on LawTube long enough, you'll remember the Theodore Edgecombe case. And the defense in that case tried to get Borowski, the judge, the most awesome judge in the world. Let me just say, if you have not seen Judge Borowski on the Theodore Edgecombe case that Nick Rekieta covered, this man is Judge Don't Give an F dreams. Like, he is my spirit animal. But what had happened, um, the defense tried to get him taken off the case by claiming he was a racist and, going to be biased. Now, unfortunately for the defense, they still had to go up to, Judge Borowski, and I don't know, but maybe calling the judge presiding over your case, um, all the ists and phobes may not have made him the happiest camper ever. So, yeah, he kinda got on the defense. But this is also commanding the judge to do something in your case where you have terrible fact pattern and you kind of come off as a whole lot of bitch. E I don't think he's gonna work with you. Look, y'all, anyone who buys a suitcase from now on next to me, I'm profiling. I am taking your photo and I am saving it to my cloudy thing just to make sure, especially women. I'm sorry for, the gendering, but men don't seem to do the suitcase shenanigans. He asks me for information, some critical and time sensitive, which I complete expeditiously for him, but then have no way to relay successfully, in turn hindering progress and creating even more to discuss in a 15-minute video visit when he does actually and schedule and it work. Even PDs answer their calls. Private detectives, I guess? I don't know. Pants defendants, who knows? Well, no suitcase shenanigans till after forever napping. Yes, I all I thought during today while I was teaching, Sunday school was like, "Lord, let me not be unalived by someone that they have to go through my Google searches and Kindle list in front of my mom." I mean, I'll already be dead, but let's just say my mom will probably kick my all I need is my mother to hear all the weirdness that I find hilarious, um, in court. Also, please don't let me be unalived nude. Thank you, God. Amen. And I have yet to be able to speak to my court-appointed attorney on 2 numbers for 9 months. July 11, 2023 is my year mark, another milestone while here with Mr. Bankowitz as my attorney. It is also my next PTC. Will I be able to attend and be included as I was previously at the last? Brackets, thank you. Well, he is learning to cook. Oh my god, if you have not seen Joel Guy Jr., I mean, f true to God Manson lamps, it just looks right through you, and this dude was going to be a cosmetic surgeon, and I contend that no woman, not even the NFL, side piece woman who got a terrible Brazilian butt lift in, I guess, Portugal, um, or Guam somewhere, not even she, for a discounted rate, would go under anesthesia with this man. he is oh, okay. On a side note, his girlfriend Kat had to know, and I'm gonna say this as indelicately as possible because that's what you've come for. But if you are smoking a rack of dad, look, I smoke a brisket out in my smoker. I mean, you can smell it down the street. You're telling me that he filleted a, leg of mom in the and she's going and he just Febrezed some stuff. I cannot with that, especially when the prosecution says it. I'm like Nick. I am Dale Gribble, Rusty Shackelford to the very end. As soon as the state says something, I don't believe it unless they prove it. Please also include me in the status hearing you mentioned to the court during the last conference, which is supposed to happen sometime prior to the next PTC in July. I am still waiting patiently and respectfully. Woman, patiently would be you not counting down and finding this dude's, oh gosh, b disciplinary records. I probably have the same thing. I'm hoping once my mom is in heaven, she doesn't watch any of the stuff I do. I mean, look, I have a wicked, terribly shaped, child. These were child's toys. I cannot with Mattel. Mattel, we need to talk. And or I have consultancy fees for, does my product look bad? Is this going to be a terrible idea? Pay me $100,000,000 and I will tell you those look like male members and should not be given to kids. But did I buy the entire set? Yes, I did. All right, let's see here. She is just on yeah, she is waiting patiently. Oh, no. No, no, no. I am a recovering Catholic. I am on my 13th step. I just became non-denominational Christian. I can't go back to those dark days. Telling a priest something and lying about what I was even gonna tell him. Look, I am just aiming for purgatory. Their Catholicism is growing. All those kids in catechism have to pray for people in purgatory. Imma be right there, you know, getting those timeshare prayer things in, and I'm gonna go on to heaven afterwards, where God's gonna be like, "Really? Really?" I was like, "Well, God, you make things so funny." Also, were there really aliens? Yeah, I'd hold up the lines because I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions. I am still waiting patiently and respectfully. 6,480 hours. She has not learned the law because she can still math. Hours later, with Mr. Bankowitz as my attorney, waiting for him to contact me and hoping just one of his phone numbers will finally work. Maybe we need to get him a beeper. Yeah, that was the other thing. Although I will say so my mom hates when I get into this because she's not quite as recovered and irreverent as I am. But I will say one thing about, Catholics, we are in and out in 45 minutes. Stand up, sit down, you know the gist, you sit there, you do it, and you're done. In my church, sometimes the Holy Spirit moves the pastor or something, but he will not, like, land the plane. I am like, "Look, sir, it is about 12. I've got a pack of feral hyena children that are gonna be starving to death. I need we need to get out of here. I've got a stream to do." I'm just kidding. Oh, well, yeah. You know what? Sometime in my life, and Mr. Mo hates this, but I want to meet that ancient aliens guy because I wanna tell him, "Look, sir, you can either have crazy hair or a crazy theory, but you can't do both. If your hair is legit like this and you're trying to tell me about ancient aliens, I'm not gonna believe you, but, you demoose it, put it down. I'm willing to hear some stuff about, the pyramids being made by gray aliens. I'm just saying. Actually, I just wanna meet him once because he seems so offbeat and weird and, you know, and if he honestly believes it, he has made the History Channel great again. Because the History Channel is nothing but ancient aliens and WW2. That's about all it is. But I enjoy the grift. Just one of his phone numbers will finally work so we can pick up speed to provide significant progress in the upcoming meeting. Thank you for reading my entire letter and uploading it correctly for all the world to read. Thank you, Sarah. I enjoy when you correct our mistakes. Critique and judge wrongly and incorrectly as usual. Ignorance is bliss. I wouldn't say bliss, but, by the time I finish this, maybe. That would be funny. I would love a union of stupid people, so I know who to avoid. They were busy. It was a lot of stuff going on. How is she doing? Y I am just proud of her condescension and smugness. Again, to sit in jail and still look down on us unprofessional YouTubers. She's just so mean. I mean, who is she to judge? Who among us hasn't put someone in the suit? Oh, well, glass houses, lady. Yeah, seriously, it's not that they don't work, they just see caller ID Sarah, and if I'm remembering correctly from, the dark times of my first marriage, um, once you call from jail, you get a call, like a little header before the phone picks up, like, "So and so is calling you from county jail. Would you like to pick up?" He just says, "Nah." Okay? It's not that they don't work, it's just he said, "Nah." I know, I'm so embarrassed. I had to write some stuff up on the board for the children, and, I still have Terra Horribad handwriting, like the guy from Seven, John Doe. She she really is, but, what are you gonna do? You write these 900-page letters, the people must know. It's part of our judicial system. Shame and, ridicule. I wonder what platform of popularity I will be featured on next, and how much wasted time, effort, and thought will be put into mutating and grossly exaggerating with my case information racketeered to the World Wide Web. Shake my head. Um, well, the platform of popularity is YouTube, and, I've been working on your particular case for maybe 3 hours? That's the answer to your question. And the World Wide Web, I'm terrible at it, but I'm running with it, so thank you. I wonder too if I have a panel of letter readers dedicated to all the ones I've written. Hi, sweetie. Right here. Snookums. Shout out to my supporters. Um, uh, sweetheart, I don't think we're not supporters, but hey, whatever works. Sarah, sweetheart, never change. Everyone is waiting, not on me. Hopeful no matter what, Sarah Boone. For all oh my gosh. Well, you did tell me to run with it, Sarah, so, will do. Glad that um, you let me do that. Oh, for the love of goodness, this woman is nuts. and a handbasket of all the other nuts. Where am I will one day learn how to do all the things. I mean, it won't be today. It's never gonna be today. Oh, this is the perspective one. Racketeered? Yeah, I don't know. I thought she meant Rocketeer, which was kind of a good movie, but yeah, it again, you put your boyfriend whose only picture unfortunately has super, like, doll's eyes from Jaws, the whole monologue. Do you know he was, like, beyond drunk? Like, he was super sloshed when he made that, the whole doll's eyes monologue. He ends up getting eaten, but, it is what it is. Yeah, I sincerely hope for the family, a little bit serious, that they realize that my making fun of Sarah is in no way making fun of his predicament. She should be definitely put, before the court, have a good defense, and then justice be served. Yeah, I love how she doesn't have access to the internet, but she definitely knows what's going on with all us YouTubers. Um, and this is my desperately seeking Susan flex, um, outfit. Oh lord, this is the first one. Chandler barely got through it. I don't know. I'm gonna need emotional support drink here 1 minute, because she goes on about perspective. Judge Wayne C. Newton. Oh, she's using middle names. Attorney Frank J. Bankowitz. CC, the whole wide world. I'm glad to be included. I feel loved and seen. Perspective. Merriam-Webster's dictionary. I wonder how many people are going to actually look up the definition to see if it's the same. No, I'll just listen to you. Look, all I learned in my life is from, South Park, Simpsons, and Futurama, so proceed. I wonder also how many website hits the word perspective will get. Definition 1: the science of painting or drawing so that objects represented have apparent depth and distance. Ma'am, you have all the depth of a puddle. Your entire life, I don't, whatever is in your head has to be, "I am great, Bender's great." Yeah, all I can figure is, if you are a Futurama fan like I am, in her head is going, "Sarah is great, Sarah is great," just like Bender is great, Bender is great. So my girls, the pool just opened, and my girls are going, and it is a sad, sad day when your youngest girl has to buy swimsuits from the, like, junior section because she's always just been in the kids section. I know you're still here, and I wasn't going to be that mom that was gonna cry, but I kinda almost did. Again, I'm cool with them getting older, but they're dragging me with them, and I don't like that. I'm definitely not mature enough to have 3 teenagers, in my own opinion. Yeah, she CC'd us in. She invited us into her world, the never-ending story of ridiculousness. 2, the aspect in which a subject or its parts are mentally viewed, a view of things, brackets, as objects or events, in their true relationship or relative importance. Again, oh, she's good. She's talking to all of us. Ooh, this next paragraph. Let's see. Please review so everyone has a clearer, better understanding of my continued concerns, hindrances, questions, frustrations with the justice system. The solid, absolute remissiveness of my case and the due process of I am and have been waiting very patiently and maintain good Lord, run-on sentence. I do run-on sentences, but this is wow, it's called a comma, ma'am, and or a period and start a new sentence. And I can say this because I stink at run-on sentences. Always got in trouble for it. And I was an English major. Grammar sucks, but it does have a use. Waiting very patiently and maintaining what I can since no one else has or will, it seems, and I feel at this point, underlined 6 attorneys later, 39 months, almost 3.5 years, which I will make, and not by choice. I need all aware of my immense struggle with extreme mismanagement of my case to date. Well, I'm aware that you ran off 5 other attorneys, and your 6th attorney couldn't run away because they hogtied him and or went full, Kathy Bates in Misery. They hobbled him, okay? He is not there by choice. In fact, I don't think anyone is with you by choice. Oh, but she continues for us, so as an unprofessional YouTuber, am I just a little bit petty and salty about that? Yes, I am. Let's look at the bigger picture or perspective to get a better view of what I have had more than enough time to see and realize. Oh my God, is she gonna look inside herself and realize she's been a mega bunghole? Let's see, next sentence. I'm waiting. I'm hoping by doing so, eyes can finally be opened and very overdue, longed for progress and finalization can be had. The growing amass of ignorance, manipulation, slander. I'm not slandering you, I'm making fun of you. There's a very big difference. It's very different. I am making fun of you. I'm not slandering you because I said allegedly. D he is gonna take I mean, listen, this and a straw. It's, Jose Cuervo. This and a straw are gonna be his, the judge is gonna ask if he's, drunk, and he's gonna say, "Due to my client, I have to be." The judge is going to say, "Well stated, sir. Motion agreed. You can be drunk." Advantageous gain must stop. Ma'am, I'm just here to get subs and possibly, be able to write off Sailor Moon stuff and other light bright things, if I'm honest. Honestly, can't deal with her. I know, it's she is just it's about as tactful as and look, Harley was a kid. Her mom, Letitia, was just a mega swamp creature monster. But perhaps if you are an influencer and you are tangentially connected to the case, maybe don't do a promotion for suitcases, sweetie. It's just optically, it looks bad, and she seems like such a sweet, like, young girl who's been totally manipulated by her mom, but I I know. Can we just take a moment to say how good, Landon did at cutting her down, and then, Al did about making fun of her hair? I know. My husband asked me what my goals were, and, as always, he's a little shocked by what I said, but I was like, "I just wanna be able to, write off really expensive Sailor Moon stuff." Apparently, that is not a business plan. I don't know why. It would seem is this May? I'm sorry, my banner. He's like, "That is not actually a business plan." And I thought, "Well, it's honest." Well, must, underline, stop, all caps, my truth needs to be heard, and it is my right. No, your right is to state what your perspective. The truth is the truth. Your perspective is very different from the truth, ma'am. Yeah, that's what I said. Again, there are moments in my life where I'm like, how am I the voice of look, he said it, I didn't. Cause look, that's some, if you say that at my old high school, there are some earrings coming out, there are some wigs coming off, and Mo's a pacifist. She doesn't wanna take off her earrings. So, Al said it. I laughed hilariously and hysterically after crying. No one was crying. I wasn't crying, you weren't crying. We were all just, getting a little stuff in our eyes. Again, for the 8 bajillionth time, the world. Your truth is fine, but it's called perspective. The truth is what is somewhere in the middle between your perspective and everyone else's. Good lord, my truth. Do not give me rights expecting me not to fully utilize them. Ma'am, you didn't invoke your your right to silence. Good lord, did you not invoke your right to silence? The world would have been better had you oh, no. I voted. This woman voted. See, that's the real scary thing. Her and Letitia voted, okay? And then all the crazy people from the NFL trial that is chef's kiss as far as an S show, and I will be starting something about that, probably the next week because I love streaming with you guys. It's awesome. I voted for the president and the governor while here in jail. Well, that's good, I guess. You got your right. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe just stop Sarah from voting and Letitia and Lori. And stop violating what I've been trying to utilize or lessen the value of my capabilities and opportunities. I am not underlined apologetic in any way for being an observant, hardworking, above average, non stereotypical inmate. Did, d- is she Jesus reborn? Have we just read this all wrong? Oh, I had Diet Dr. Pepper for any of you that are outside the country. I know you're jealous, but it was all they had, and I'm again trying to, so this next week is gonna be rough. I'm gonna, be trying to listen, it's summer, and I came to the sad realization that the camera isn't lying. I may be retaining more Mike and Ikes than I thought. Pretty much. Again, if I had half the confidence that this woman had, I would it is a scary and terrifying time in the Midwest of, America. This is the time where women who were maybe, um well, it's time for the Daisy Dukes to come out. And if you go to your local Walmarts, there are many women who have very good confidence, but there's a lot of things showing that you never wanted to see, ever. It is a scary time. Also, in the Midwest, I don't know what it is, but as soon as it gets warm and muggy, people decide that they're religiously against deodorant and decide to just stay out. I love Dr. Pepper, but I'd get the diet kind. See, Farrell says it in a way that I just got out of church. I was trying to be nice-ish, but yeah, they're let's if your rolls go over the pant belt, Sweetheart, you are not in that size anymore. It is okay. They make a lot of beautiful and great curvy girl stuff, but let go. Let it go. Let it die. You are not a size 5 anymore. Oh my gosh, yes. Um, and then if you're a girl mom, uh, you're okay, my middle daughter, Cora, uh, she is my sneaky one as far as, like, modesty stuff, and I thought she got on the hanger, the swimsuits looked okay. On my daughter, it looks like we're converting to Islam. Okay, we are going full Duggar, you are getting on her, it looks like she's wearing a T-shirt over that. I'm like, No, you are wearing a T-shirt that says, "I am 15 and my mom is gray. My mom is a redhead, okay?" I look, I have no problem if anyone that is not my daughter decides to show out. Well, I do because I need to take pictures for people of Walmart. Yeah, I it does, but just, like, not smelling like you haven't bathed. We are a strange people in the Midwest. We decide to just not do things in the summer months, and we are coming up to the time where many of my neighbors will, buy, I would believe, a mortgage payment of things to explode for patriotism. So, there is a reason my daughters will not let me go, like, clothes shopping with them anymore because there's one shop where you can get, like, homecoming dresses and things like this, and the little girl at the front was there, and she said, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "A full dress." Um, yeah. I was like, "Do you have an Amish section?" I I I need something for, a 16 and 15-year-old. So, I'm no longer allowed to go with them when they get dresses. My mom gets to go with them or my adult sister. Believe me, I am the problem. Yeah, I don't do hot. I do not do hot. That's why if I were the empress of the world, I'd send everyone that I don't like to Arizona. No offense to anyone on here who is from Arizona, but no. It is a whole I don't care if it is a dry heat, a wet heat, a nuclear heat. I don't know. No, no, no. If it could be 70 degrees and maybe hoodie weather all year, I am ready to go. I know. Yeah, I'm no longer allowed. I'm not as I'm I am hilarious to me, but my girls are embarrassed. It could also be because I was wearing a Sailor Moon shirt. I don't know. Who cares? I'm nearly 40. No one cares. I'm married. I can basically do what I want. My husband has to keep custody of me. No one wants custody of the 6 kids by themselves. Okay. I can only imagine, sadly, how others not as outspoken as my I cannot read this This is some BS. Sarah Christ over here gets off of her cross to speak for the lessers. I am gonna need to write her a letter and ask how she can be condescending from a jail cell. No, no, we don't do that. I just embarrass them. Oh my gosh. Okay, can again, a side note. I'm sorry I'm taking you all on the river of side notes. Now we go to a rural church, and we are not a people of rhythm. So it's hilarious when I don't know if anyone's ever seen the front part of The Jerk with Steve Martin or Forrest Gump when he joins Bubba's church, but we have about that much rhythm. So, I always laugh during songs, and that's why I went to go teach Sunday school, so they wouldn't see me laugh. Okay, I'm glad we're not the only ones, because sometimes I feel like a bad mom, but I'm like, "Nah, it's okay." Oh my gosh, does she tell us to get it together? I can sadly imagine how others not as outspoken as myself have been and are being mistreated, overlooked, and dehumanized. Get it together, underlined. Oh my god. Judge Wayne C. Wooten. Let me tell you, you used my middle name and you didn't birth me, w or you're not from the government. We's having issues. Oh, and underlined. 1, at what point do you evaluate and intercede in a case to make sure there is proper advancement, regular communication between the attorney and client, ethical treatment of the client is being upheld, timeframes are being met, etc.? Miss, you heard your, significant other screaming for help and begging, and, let's see, you didn't communicate anything but taunting him, and you let him time frames. We wanna talk about time frames, ma'am? You are in a glass house for cereals. Clearly, you know of and have known of the prolongation, that and futuristically and prolongation. Actually, I'd probably put prolongation on a T-shirt. Of my difficulties from your comments regarding my letters, but no intervention from you to change anything for the better, less problematic process. You've told me in the past when I've tried to voice my legitimate concerns to you in the courtroom, parentheses 5 time in total, 3.3 years, and in all my letters to save it for my next attorney, if told anything at all, do tell, your honor, which attorney. Ooh, the sass. Ooh, can I tell you that if my kids talk to me like that, we would have issues? I can be sassy. I pay bills and such. You can be sassy in your own house. I am on my 6th, whom I have not seen in person for over another 3-month period, 12 weeks, 89 days and counting. Frank J. Bankowitz has been appointed as my attorney by the court to represent me in my case and has been for 10 months and counting. A total approximate hours of representation for 10 months and counting. Oh, approximate hours of representation is 7,200. You know, doing math without a does she have a calculator? I don't know. Oh, no, you're fine. You are fine. We are gonna get ready to go to the complaint, and then, seeing how things go, we might start on the interrogation, or we might do that tomorrow. Yeah, the NFL trial. Whew. Oh, well, you see, I don't math. She does. Again, miss, it's like Lori Vallow, if you've been married 6 times, maybe it's you. It's maybe it's you. Yes, he doesn't he is not supposed to hear from you. He is supposed to be the impartial arbiter of the law, not what like, your personal BFF/bitch friend, the friend that you I bet. I was trying to listen, so when I put you on 1.5 and then you already put the cord on 1.5, they all ended up sounding like chipmunks, and, I found that hilarious, and I got sidetracked on this you know me, it's nebulas of thought, it's not a Me and Beverly Lewis, like this, only I can pretend to have a linear thought at some point. Total times attorney met with client, Sarah Boone, in parentheses. I would I love how she treats us like we don't know who she is. 6, phone numbers given to client by attorney, 2. Phone calls answered from client by attorney, 0. Outside sources calling attorney on behalf of client, 3. Phone calls, emails, voicemails answered by attorney, 0. Letters client sent to attorney trying to communicate, 7. Dear Lord, holy God, if I'm your attorney, I'm showing up, I'm doing the remember the Constitution thing, and then I'm sitting down. This is why I'm not an attorney because I'm somewhat petty. Okay, I'm a whole lot petty. Letters defendant client sent to judge trying to communicate, animate attorney in unsuccessfulness. 5, 15-minute video visits between attorney and client. 3, attended court date scheduled. 2, I was an attempted withdrawal, another an allowance to finally be included in my PTC, which was the same information carried over from all others. Now what? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, believe me. That is why, again, the female detective or cop is my spirit animal. Her and Borowski, if they had a child, that child would come out Walter Matthau and grumpy old men. Yeah, the side eye, just the eye rolling, I'm surprised the planet hasn't gone off its rotational axis just a little with all the eye rolling we're doing for her. Number 2, why are you allowing/enabling my constitutional rights to be continually violated? History lesson for everyone. First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, Eighth Amendment, 14th Amendment. Ma'am, you could not exercise your Fifth Amendment if your life depended on it. You and Darrell Brooks could not stop talking to save your life. And Darrell, you have been incarcerated before. You should know to just shut the F up. But no. Also, I'm gonna need her to define each one of these since she gave us a definitional lesson at the beginning. 3, why am I being judged for my legitimate letters I write in order to know the status of my case? Or parentheses, or attorneys, and how much longer before something substantial occurs in the progress of 3.3 years later, other than the inappropriate prejudgments while being made due to the excessive amount of case information online, bigger and meaner fabrications of my case, sensitive details in which I have not seen, and even greater mind-numbing one-sided ignorance. Hi, sweetie. Mind-numbing ignorance here. At least my hair's okay today. Who No, no, we are allowed everything the court has released, ma'am, is legal to be released. Again, sunshine laws kind of suck for you because your fact pattern in your case is terrible, and again, for the class here, things I have learned on LawTube since I've started. 1, don't talk to cops. 2, if the cops read you your Miranda rights, you as a suspect. 3, don't talk to the cops. And don't write your crimes or your letters and don't videotape them, possibly. If I didn't write my letters, would anyone be aware of all my rightful concerns? Still and ongoing, it is a perpetual question mark over defendant's head. The norm during a case due to inactivity, no communication, no help or intervention or answers being given by anyone in the justice system. Honestly, what has been done about or with any of my letters other than being scanned and uploaded incorrectly? I would made sure to correct so everyone is up to speed. Well, first she says she doesn't want us to know anything, but then she says we have to be corrected and up to speed. Yeah, yeah, ma'am, we are not part of your jury. In no time is, you know, someone from rural Southern Indiana gonna be put on the Florida, jury, so I'm allowed to make all the judgments. Yeah, they're not there to be your friend. No, no. I have told every single one of my kids this, and they look at me like, "Mom, what is" I was like, "No. You get in trouble, you call me, I call an attorney. You tell them you have the right to remain silent, and then you keep it. You don't say stuff. They will try to trigger you. No." Well, no. I mean, can anyone sober do the alphabet backwards? Not to mention the fact that I have 0 spatial awareness, so I run into doors anyway. Me walking a straight line, stone cold sober, doesn't happen half the time. Yeah, besides, we are transforming this. It's, fair right and stuff, I'm adding quality entertainment. Okay, where were we? Rightful oh, yeah. Okay, oh. Unfortunately, it is all I have to report at this time. 4. Why are you allowing numerous case safety and protection elements to be breached, violated, and manipulated? Why has a gag order never been implemented? Ma'am, we all gagged when we saw you braless. We did. It happened. I ordered myself not to gag. Yeah, why you CC us if you don't want us reading? Well, considering I don't drink and drive, I'd rather do the blood test, but, you know, I have only been pulled over once, and to be honest, I didn't realize he was coming after me because I was semi-speeding, allegedly, but I got a warning with my girls in the car who are learning to drive, so I was super proud of myself, and I had to tell my husband. But he has gotten more speeding tickets than I have, so I still win. I still have the high horse, Sarah. My case has turned into an unnecessary witch hunt from innumerable violations of my case details being leaked and racketeered. I'm confused. Are we doing a RICO violation on all of us unprofessional YouTubers? Have we joined a mafia? Do we have a handshake? If we have a handshake and I haven't figured it out, or we have like a team color, yeah, seriously. And we have a team color and, like, what bandanas I'm supposed to wear and what music I need to consult with everyone on LawTube. Illegally in exchange for website hits, viewer ratings, etcetera. Yes, sweetie, I'm here 100% for that. In exchange for money? Okay. What is your cut, Your Honor? Oh, yeah, let's impugn the judge's integrity. I know, I'm gonna need to write off what is it? A cruise to Sicily for, reasons. Yo, we're not gonna hurt Jamie. That was mean, but funlarious. I don't know. Also, can she work on her haircut? I mean, I know they have like, beautician schools in jail. Could they please have done something with her. If anyone's seen Steel Magnolias, it's like her hair does not move. You've got Sally Field at the funeral thing, and she's like, "My hair does look like a brown football helmet." Shelby was right. I love that movie, but let's get back to our racketeering. Are we part of the Petco, cartel or the GameStop mafia? I just need to know, like, for reasons. You choose who knows what, where, and how in your courtroom. When did court minutes become live? Are you the one who authorizes the upload to the internet? It's all about how much rather than how did it happen. No matter the destruction caused in the meantime, and it's irreparable. It's not even about the suitcase anymore. Ma'am, it has always been about this. Oh my God, I love that song too. Ma'am, the fact patterns in your case are that you took your fun sized, creepy eyed boyfriend, had him get into a suitcase, and then knocked him around a bit. Yeah, Jody looks good, but she draws disturbing feet photos, so, maybe crazy don't crack. I don't know. Good lord. It's not about the suitcase anymore. No, ma'am, it's about George. It was only semi-hilariously about the suitcase. It's more that you punished your boyfriend and thought you could get away with it by saying, "My bad, it's an accident, like, can I get a mulligan?" Thank you. That is my favorite. So, can I tell you guys that on Steel Magnolias, I always thought I would grow up to be, Shelby or, one of those no, I am Weezer, because believe me, there have been plenty times in my life where I'm like, "I am kind. I saw so and so, and I smiled at the son of a bitch and waved. I am kind." Like, spirit animals. I I love me some Weezer. My case is now global, a global event with the video receiving over 3 million hits. Well, we rarely see a w a a defendant videotape her crimes, go in acting like she has a bunch of questions and wants to speak to the manager of the police, um, and, tries to present herself as super awesome, and we have snuff film photos and videos of her just taunting the ever living crud out of her very unfortunate male significant other. Less unprejudiced, unbiased, non-discriminatory, fair jurors I will have access to in my case. How is that going to work? Now what? 5. Factoring important private details should not be made ready and available for the world to know about before I, the defendant, does, correct? Ma'am, you made the videos. I'm sorry you were like blackout drunk and don't member, but we member and we don't care. Uh, we might all jump into a suitcase to escape her. It'll be like that horrible, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull where he hides in a refrigerator. We're all going to hide in different boxes. This is wrong, unconstitutional, unfair, and not how the justice system is supposed to work for anyone. I'm tired of having motives attributed to me that are unreal, assumed, and inappropriate. This is not legal. 6. This is what a trial is for, correct? Ma'am, oh my god, just maybe broken, I think you could fix her. Letitia, uh, if she washes her hair, if little Lucia washes her hair, she might be the best pick of all the, alts you have to go through. Although, if Maria shows up, if you get a recording of Russo Spanglish, I need you to upload it to the internet post haste. Well, yeah, it's really not fair. What is her trial for? 7. At this point, what can even be rightfully suppressed in my case? Once you ring the bell, it cannot be unrung. It's already been heard and seen. I don't know where the bell is or who's ringing it. Look, like David said, this is actually a valid complaint, but because she has Karened out in the last 6 letters, no one's going to listen to her valid complaint. I'm sorry, Sarah, you have made it impossible to deal with you in a cogent way by throwing spaghetti flinging nebulas of thoughts and victimhood. You recorded your crime. I don't know who else is going to tell you, but you probably are going to stay in the clink for longer than 3.3 years. It's peak, let me see your manager. If she comes out with the uh, John and Kate plus 8 haircut, oh my god. Can we crowdsource fund that? Oh my gosh, Michelle Johnson, that is awesome. I am rarely any help. Look, my young feral sons um have the remembering skills of a goldfish, so trying to do flashcards with them, I am surprised I am not a functional alcoholic. I don't know how teachers do it, God bless you, but it was like, what is this? A, okay, let's remember it for 5 minutes. What is this? Alphabet? No. Sight words will drive you to drink. 8. When do I, the main component in my case, actually get to see, know, hear everything everyone else already has? When am I going to be included also? Oh, well, yikes. Ooh. Well, maybe she pissed off even the hairdresser. 'Cause you know those hairdressers, God love them. Sometimes I rarely go to the hairdresser, but I tell them, like, "Look, I'm not antisocial, but this is the only time I don't have to talk to small humans, so I'm going to put my earbud in and just listen to an audiobook and zone out. It's not that I don't like you, I would like to be left alone and have you do whatever wonderful magic you do to my hair. Thank you so much, I love you, and I'll be, zoning out." But or watching a trial. Actually get 9. When is the next status hearing? Hearing you stated would happen before my PTC 7/11/23. My year or my attorney's 1-year mark. Am I included? What else can I do to ensure the productivity, communication, incorruptibility, appropriation, and intellectualism of my case? Ma'am, no one needs a PhD to figure out your case. You got drunk, you're a belligerent drunk, you're mad at hell as your boyfriend who apparently is shorter than you. I don't know how anyways, you bamboozled your significant other to get in a suitcase. You got really pissed off about the past stuff. You recorded yourself, uploaded one of the videos to TikTok, I believe. And ma'am, you are over 40 using TikTok. We're gonna need a whole lot of questions answered. Yeah, well, I don't know, Letitia and, Lori did the Land O'Lakes okay, the old Land O'Lakes braids, so yeah, he was fun-sized or snack-sized, um, so she put him in you put him in a suitcase. Intellectualism, uh, okay. It is my right to know so I can begin or continue for the true progress of any kind to finally be succeeded. Yeah, the thing is that like MLS Law Show said, I mean, you can kind of understand there has been a lot of publicity. She is probably well known. It's a weird dumpster fire case. You know, it's insane to believe that she, videotaped it, the interrogation of her trying to explain how she is super awesome, being 40, but she was an honor roll in high school. It is the juxtaposition and the moment when she hears the video of herself when she was trying to explain how she has been, just awesome. Well, I mean, at least they made her wear a bra, right? I need to know because I don't know if I can stomach the whole no bra thing. It's my line in the sand. It really is. It well, just stay away from angry women with suitcases. That's just what it is. Okay, let me see. Intellectualism. It is my right to know so I can begin or continue for true progress of any kind to be succeeded. Attorney Frank J. Bankowitz. 1. Where are you? Our last in person was February 15th, 2023, 3 months. 2. When is our next meeting? Remember, please, there is still time sensitive matters pressing, FYI. In the 10 months of your representation, there are 6 meeting dates which have occurred. So you can see prospectively the massive time gaps between while I have been sitting eagerly waiting and wondering. Okay, again, here's the deal. He probably has like 9 bajillion other cases. He is working on finding some kind of expert who is willing to say that you were battered or you were part of a battering. I mean, you and George were both violent, belligerent drunks. It is what it is. You're both terrible people when you drank. He's trying to do what he can with the fact pattern, but he has other cases. So, yes, this is about, according to David, as much as you can do. I know it is I mean, she is here helping the other morons in the prison that are not as smart as her, uh, find their rights. Yeah, well, listen, if I'm an expert, send me up, I'm an expert, okay? Um, believe me, as a recovering Catholic, I have known my share of belligerent drunks. I think I can be an expert. I need to know the hourly rates in Florida, and will they send me here? Oh my gosh, could you imagine the world where I'm the expert witness for anyone? You know? Yeah, Joel Guy Jr., the case had me when I heard the word "based." When he said, "Based parents once an hour," and I was like, "You know what? He's into cooking. He looks creepy, and there's hands in a hallway." 3. Why aren't you fixing either of the 2 phone numbers you gave me upon your appointment back in July 11, 2022? Have you tried his beeper? Does he still have a beeper? Try his beeper. Maybe that's what it is. Every time I ask you, it's a different excuse. Listen, America's freedom dong is a weird place. There's a reason I will never move to Florida. Well, there's several reasons. You've got alligators, boa constrictors, humidity, and a lot of old people on golf carts. Yeah. Oh my gosh. These people, they drive you to drink. And I've got a whole box of wine that I'm supposed to not be using really. And I cut it with all the diet Sprite. But I went to church this week, so I'm good for like 5 minutes, right? What is that we recovering Catholics used to do? an indulgent. Look, I need to grift for indulgences. Well, yeah, he is the most creepy human being. Again, all of the families should have been really scared when he started giving the Beanie Babies away. I mean, he looks like one of those guys that, decided he was going to get the Princess Diana and then be able to pay his mortgage with the, um, growth of that particular item. It will retain, you know what? Maybe in the end times, we all need Beanie Babies and gold. It could be. Oh, let's see. Much progress can be had in a very expeditious manner if completed. Why has it been not why has it not almost a year later? Why do you keep telling me to call when you know they don't work? Because he's trying to get away. Not even the plexiglass between both of you and the little, like, phone booth makes him feel safe. As said before, public defenders answer their calls and reply to mail. Why are you unable or unwilling? See the difference it will make. Um, okay. 4. Our agreement made from one of my letters I wrote earlier this year after not hearing from you in a solid 5 months prior was to connect every 2 weeks. Dang it, I only have Betamax and those big giant laser discs. The man at the flea market lied to me. With or without any significant progress, why have you not been upholding this agreement, even in a 15-minute video visit? Ma'am, why did you not uphold your ability to get your boyfriend out of the suitcase? Remember, a phone call is another option and not as a difficult technologically. I'm glad she knows the technical ways to do a phone call. I don't. A working number is needed, just one. Um, I don't believe so. I wanna say that it's highly improper, but, I'm still waiting for my Google Law course along with my Google doctorate degree in, Letitia Stalkville, so I don't know. But I do believe it is highly improper as the judge is supposed to be the impartial arbiter of the law, the jury is supposed to be the finders of fact, so who knows? 5. What are your anticipated days of completion for anything that is already discussed and will eventually, when you actually do show up for an in-person scheduled meet? Is this woman drunk? Has she already made toilet hooch? Do we need to have a side field trip? You are fine. You are s super fine. I am actually doing this because, to be very honest, I love streaming. Um, as a mom of 6 and a wife, which both are jobs that I super love, but sometimes having something just a Mo thing, just for me, has been really awesome, and so I love talking again, this also saves Mr. Mo. Think of the Mr. Mo, because he doesn't have to come home and listen to me unload weird trial stuff. He's like, "I don't I'll just" believe me, when Daryl Brooks was going, he was like, "I" I'm not that desperate. Like I said, one of my odd, superpowers, kind of like the Maria superpowers, is that, I find all the booze on discount, and okay, I went way down the rabbit hole when COVID happened, and I got my own, like, make your own, wine jugs. Oh, okay. Well, do we really wanna make her safe, though? And thank you, Mads. But, yeah, so I'm not really here like, I joke about being able to write off Sailor Moon stuff, but that's a really, um that is my goal. But part of it is just, having something that's my own, that is all about me. Yeah, awesome. Is really nice, and having, Mr. Mo help me and kind of Helen Keller's nurse, water me through how to do all the Weber stuff is really nice, so I'm just here having fun. There are 1,000 little fires needing to be put out. You are holding the fire hose. This woman's going on to arson. Do not give do not give this woman matches. Please see from my perspective. Ooh, but we need to look it up. It I am learning this, again, this is the year of learning all the hard things. Never think you are smart and you are going to get over on one thing, by, being stubborn. Oh, no, this is the year of Mo learning all the hard lessons, and it was front loaded. I keep telling people, I'm like, "There are, like, 6 more effing months. I think I've gotten through all the hard stuff. Could we maybe not front load the year with, like, lessons Mo needs to learn?" But that is what it is. My perspective, the botched, eye-rolling experience I am going through still, and how I believe anyone would act or do if my sides doing the same. What would you do? Not involve a suitcase. No, possibly, what would you do? I would not put anyone in a suitcase. If I had put someone in the suitcase, I would have gotten them straight back out, and I wouldn't be drinking to the point that I was walking around boobs out in my neighborhood. But I have different goals. I wanna become more fit. I want to, stop retaining so many Mike and Ikes. I guess you want to make everyone believe that putting your significant other in a suitcase is just normal. Do not fault me in trying to make the best, most successful outcome possible for myself in every aspect in the convoluted predicament I'm in and have been in the last 3.3 years. I would rather be called a narcissist, pain in the ass, arrogant. She forgot Karen. How in this world did the woman she put narcissist, pain in the ass. She is a PTA to the max. Um, Arrogant, but she forgot. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, I don't remember where I was listening, but someone did a deep dive and got her, like, apartment manager, and apparently there were so many complaints of this woman, of Sarah being, like, well, like, wardrobe malfunction drunk, like, at 9 o'clock in the morning, falling asleep on the wrong back porches and all sorts of stuff. I not the not a yeah, oh my gosh, this woman. I and Jamie, thank you so much. You brought me on and, you know, gave me kind of the push to do this stuff, so thank you so much. Alright, let's see. We can call her a lot of things, strange, or whatever else anyone wants to waste their time to think of. Ma'am, I do not waste my time. I am having a great time. It's not a waste of time to think of. Just don't call me a murderer, which I am not. Not yet. You haven't been convicted. Allegedly, you are an unaliver. No one knows me except for the ludicrous insanity that has been made up, mocked, edited, and spewed all over the internet. Ma'am, I am learning how to edit, so I don't know, but I am again, I am not spewing. I am gracefully telling your story. It is not me underlined. I am hoping and praying. Ma'am, look, Imma be real with you. I am irreverent and sometimes scared to pray unless I have rubber-soled shoes, but I'm hoping God has a great sense of humor. But possibly make sure you are also wearing rubber-soled shoes when praying, okay? My highly anticipated day will come, whatever that will be. It's God's timing, and I will continue to wait smiling. At least everyone will know I am not sitting around eating bonbons and watching soap operas. You forgot the Virginia Slims. If you didn't you have not gone full 80s mom unless you have a Virginia Slim, Days of Our Life, and bonbons. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to correct. We need to run that record back. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Her ex-husband was like, "Nah, hard pass." Not to mention you were dating George while being married to him and going to marriage counseling. Good lord. Oh my gosh, please take the stand. Please represent yourself. N uh Application is the product of the lesson. This woman, where does she, like, opened rando, motivational quotes and just put a bunch of them in there with, thesaurus, "I am smartness." It's like when Mike Tyson tries to use a big word, and he doesn't use it correctly. Unfortunately give me a chance appropriately, correctly, and fairly in court. Unfortunately, my perspective of our justice system is incredibly dim and dull. I hope my very overdue blinding light has shone brightly for all. Oh my god. She is the light upon the hill that we're all supposed to be reaching for. I give up. Um, I think they were working on it. According to some of the things I've seen, they were in marriage counseling. He was trying to work on their marriage because she was what we call a belligerent, um, hose beast and bringing rando people back from the bar, like, just groups of people for the after party, after bar effect. Um, and he kind of got more concerned and realized that she wasn't going to work on stuff. So, well, yeah. And yeah, I guess according to NFL things, y apparently you can date and be married. I have no idea. Not not one clue as to, how this whole married and dating thing goes. Let's see. Being a system, we all have to work together to function in unison. Please help see the difference I am trying to be and make. Waiting and wondering, keeping it real. This woman I this wo look, this woman just wrote, "Shake my head and keeping it real." I may die of the cringe hilariousness that is all coalescing into a tumor somewhere in my body. I am going to have cringe cancer for real. Oh, well, see, all the legalese stuff. Eh, yeah, she said keeping it real. Do you remember take your minds back to the cringe hilarious times of the early 90s? You're in youth group, and, They they roll out these, Christian older people raps. They're on the YouTubes. Now I want you Oh, okay. But, I want you to think back to those Christian raps. This woman is full on Christian rap right now. Oh my god. The amount of ridiculousness. Eh, I know, she should have gone full, try to be Gen X or, like, it's on fleek, I'm planking, I'm gonna eat a Tide Pod. If you're gonna go commit if if you're going to commit, then commit. Let's see here. So now we are going to the complaint that the police, filed. Oh, goodness. I am going to get much better at this, but probably not today. Let's be very real. It's not gonna be today. Oh, no, you're fine. We are going through the hilarity that is, Sarah Boone's letters, and we will, this is the complaint that the police decided to, put up after listening to her. I believe this is before she does the arrest or the interview. Eg Oh my gosh. Dave Chappelle, I need him to start doing a weekly thing, although I will have to say, so I introduced, Mr. Mo to Key and Pill, and the substitute teacher, every time I hear, someone named Aaron, I am like, "A Ron," because I am 5 and a half. So this is, I believe, what they said after they responded to her, and oh, yeah. So Legal Vices, said that these officers don't use, um, oh gosh, they don't use paragraph form or anything, so this is a lot of letters, and they use, like, Type 10 font because of course they did. Oh, I'm sorry, but that and Oshak Hennessy, I look, I have never laughed so hard to the point I'm crying with a lot of their stuff. I know Aaron will never die. It's become part of the American fabric of culture, and I am here for it. All right, narrative. The underside has probable cause to believe the above named defendant on the 23rd of February 2020 at 23:12, so that is sometime, I can't remember. Look, I know I'm supposed to be doing math, but they can't make me do math. You are not my supervisor. Okay, background. On February 24th, 2022 at 13:01, so 1:01 hours, ugh, I can read, I really can. Orange County deputies responded to 4748 Franz Lane, number 3, Winter Park, Florida, in reference to a female reporting that her boyfriend, George Torres Jr., was deceased. The caller, later identified as Sarah Boone, she was born in sometime in the 70s. I'm not going to do her date of birth, reported playing a game of hide and seek. Sarah and George jokingly thought it would be funny if George got in the suitcase located in the living room. Sarah zipped George in the suitcase. Sarah mentioned that she and George had been consuming alcohol, but not a bunch because they're not alcoholics during the night, and she went upstairs and passed out in her bed. But she doesn't say passed out, she just went upstairs to sleep. She later woke up to her cell phone ringing multiple times around the crack of 11. She stayed up in her bed until the crack of noon. She went downstairs and did not see George anywhere in the apartment. She then realized he was possibly still inside the suitcase. Sarah unzipped the suitcase and found George unresponsive and not breathing. Shortly after the 911 calls, deputies arrived on scene. Orange County Fire Department confirmed that George was in fact deceased at 13:07 hours. So, about 6 minutes after she made the call, which is pretty good response time. Yeah, believe me, she's like, "That's how it feels when you cheat on me." But surely no, she's not an alcoholic, because you'd have to admit to being an alcoholic before you can even say you're an alcoholic. The decedent was found lying near the front door of the residence near a blue suitcase. A small laceration was evident on the decedent's lip, and it appeared to be some bruising around his eye. Interview Sarah Boone. Oh my god. With that little caption like, "How did I get here? Why was I stuck with this woman?" On February 24, 2020 at 16:57, so 4:57 hours, Detective Scott Lowen and I conducted an audio recorded interview with Sarah Boone located in my unmarked agency car outside her residence located at 4748 Franz Lane, number 3, Winter Park, Florida. The following is a synopsis of Sarah Boone's sworn recorded statement. One read verbatim. I read verbatim to Sarah her constitutional Miranda warnings. Sarah agrees she understood what I had just read to her. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. On February 23, 2020, at approximately 1600 hours 4, Sarah was located at her residence, 4748 Franz Lane, number 3, Winter Park, Florida, along with her boyfriend, George Torres Jr., who also resides in the apartment. Only Sarah and George were located inside the residence. Sarah's son, Lucas Boone, would sometimes be at her residence when it was her days per the custody arrangement she has with her ex-husband. Sarah said her and George were painting pictures and completing a puzzle while sharing a bottle of Woodbridge Chardonnay wine. I'm gonna need to Google fu how much alcohol or what's the alcohol level of Woodbridge, Chardonnay, uh, you know? Franz, so, F-R-A-T-Z, Franz, sorry, not trans, but that would make it almost a little bit more hilarious. As the evening went on, um Sarah said her and George decided to play a game called hide and seek. Sarah hid upstairs in her shower first and said George never came to look for her. That's why she was pissed off. She tried to play hide and seek and George doesn't understand. After a while, she decided to go downstairs where she found George. Sarah and George both thought it would be funny if she zipped George in the blue suitcase that was located downstairs in the living room area that had a few miscellaneous items they both planned to donate. George willingly got into the suitcase and Sarah zipped the suitcase up, but two of George's fingers were able to stick outside the suitcase. Sarah and George were both laughing that she zipped him in the suitcase. Sarah explained that the attached handle that made it easier to zip the suitcase was broken, but a paper clip was in the zipper, so they jerry-rigged the zipper, and she was able to zip the suitcase up. On February 24, 2020, at approximately 03:30, so, 12:30 AM, nothing good happens after midnight, not one thing. No, it's in font like 5.5. But it should be in Comic Sans because it's Sarah Boone, and she's ridiculous. Sarah decided she was going to go upstairs while George was still located in the suitcase, thinking he could get himself out. Sarah laid down in her bed and fell asleep approximately 20 to 30 minutes after going upstairs. Sarah assumed George was going to get out of the suitcase and come to bed as well. Sarah said neither her nor George were drunk from the wine. Okay, sure, Jan. Sarah woke up in the morning and heard her cell phone ringing multiple times, but ignored the calls because they were just from her ex-husband, the father of her child. Really? Sarah said her cell phone was left downstairs from the night prior. Sarah knew her ex-husband, Brian Boone, was calling because he was the only person who called her repeatedly to see if she was balls ass drunk. I'm nearly at 2 hours. He was the only person who called her repeatedly to see if she was getting her son, Lucas Boone, from school. Sarah said she stayed upstairs for a while, assumed George was downstairs on the laptop looking for employment. Miss Sarah Boone, does does it occur to you that you should probably looking for employment too, or are you just so awesome that your awesomeness, like giving us your awesomeness and waves off of your body is your job? If so, she does, um, like I said, if she didn't have those videos, if she hadn't been so full of her own BS, she could have made a better thing, but those videos, I don't know how she can assume that we are interpreting them wrongly. Sarah said she went downstairs at approximately 1100 hours and realized she could not find George anywhere. Is this dude so small that she can't find him on a normal basis? Sarah freaked out and remembered the last time she saw George was when she zipped him in the suitcase. Sarah unzipped the suitcase and found George unresponsive. Sarah called Brian back because we always call our ex-husbands before we call 911 to implicate the ex-husbands. Told him George was dead and begged him to come to her residence. Brian only resides a few minutes away. Brian decided to call his lawyer. No, I'm just kidding. When Brian got to the residence, he walked into the apartment, saw George unresponsive on the floor, and told Sarah she needed to call 911. Brian then immediately walked outside and GTFO'd out of this entire case because he is smart and doesn't want to be involved in his ex-wife's BS, and stayed there until law enforcement arrived while Sarah followed the instruction from the 911 operator. No, she did not. Th- I have done CPR training. You are covered in your own sweat because you are having to do so much work. It is hard work to do CPR to the extent that you're supposed to be doing it. She said, "Ew, he's purple and he gurgled." I cannot with this woman. Followed the instructions from the 911 operator. Sarah Boone's phone, iPhone XS, on February 2020, Sarah gave verbal and written consent by writing waivers. Oh, this is where you done effed up, AA Ron. Oh my gosh. No, you well, first of all, you destroy the phone as per normals. Signing waivers and affidavit form for the, Orange County Sheriff's Office to search her iPhone. Digital forensic investigator, Junella Udan responded to the scene and began to download the cell phone. While the cell phone was being downloaded, 2 videos were found on the cell phone. The first video recording began on February 24th, 2020 at 23:12 hours. So I believe that's 11:12. George repeatedly yelling out Sarah's name. Sarah told George, "For everything," well, okay. No, she said, "For everything you've done to me, F you." Sarah was laughing when she said F you. Stupid. George repeatedly kept calling out Sarah's name. George said, "I effing can't breathe seriously." Sarah replied, "Yeah, that's what you I feel like when you cheat on me, Sarah said, "You should probably shut the F up." In the video, the suitcase is facing downward. You can see George pushing on the suitcase in attempt to get out. The video is 2 minutes and 3 seconds long. The second video began recording February 24th, 2012 hours. So 10:20? No, that doesn't make sense. I give up. Look, I don't math. It's whatever the 900. Yeah, yeah, really. She should have, bleach bitted. I have it on personal FBI-ness that if you bleach bit, and you know Hillary Clinton, you get away with it. Let's see. The second video began recording on February 24, 2020 hours. George yelled out Sarah's name. The suitcase was now in a different position, facing upwards and moved over toward the left side of the living room. The video was 22 seconds long. Synopsis of George Torres' autopsy. On February 25th, 2020, George Torres Jr. received an autopsy located at the medical examiner's office. Would an autopsy ever be located somewhere else? Like asking for a friend. I understand the reason you would have to put it in there, but are you ever performing an autopsy like in the middle of Meyer? I don't know. These are the things I think about. And during the autopsy, it was noted that George had injuries. George had long scratches to his mid upper back, a large nail scratch to the back of his neck, contusions to his left shoulder, left skull, forehead, contusions, considered blood force trauma, and a cut near his busted lip. A follow-up interview with Sarah Boone on February 25th, 2020 at approximately 1500 hours, so that's 3 o'clock. Sarah drove herself to the Orange County Sheriff's Office located at all the places. Detective Scott Lone and I conducted an audio and video recorded interview with Sarah. The following is a synopsis of Sarah Boone's sworn recorded statement. Can we just yeah. Yeah, I guess it's pedantic and it's what you have to write, but it just makes me, the smartass, ask, well, like, do we ever perform them like in the middle of Target or like a live vivisection like we're in the Victorian times? One needs to ask these questions because you made a point to tell us where it was. All right. The synopsis should be unintentional and you're assuming, yes, ma'am, we're assuming because we have video. Okay. I read verbatim to Sarah her constitutional Miranda warnings. Sarah didn't exercise them. Sarah agreed she understood what I had just read her. After informing Sarah about the injuries to George's body, she continued to deny any physical altercation occurred between the two of them. Sarah was shown approximately 2-minute video she recorded on her cell phone. Not even halfway through, Sarah no longer wished to watch the video. Sarah said she didn't remember making the 2 videos. Sarah said the videos looked bad. Well, I mean, this first true thing you said. Sarah denied intentionally, there's the word, leaving George in the suitcase. Sarah was asked why she intentionally went upstairs and waited for George to come upstairs and did not check on him or let him out prior to going upstairs. Sarah replies, I don't know. Sarah contradicted her original statement and began to blame the consumption of alcohol. Um, no, she didn't. And she wasn't drunk. She's never drunk. She's never been drunk. She just happened in her holiness to turn water into wine, as you do. Well, that's gonna put a lot of stoppers in my evil plans. Sarah was informed she was not free to leave and under arrest. Oh my god. After she asked for his promise ring back, because she paid for it. Oh my god. The absolute brass tits you have to have, stuffed your boyfriend into a suitcase, not performed any life-saving stuff, and then ask for the effing promise ring back. The amount of muscle she must have carrying her ego around, but she doesn't seem to have a butt. I mean, she's squatting a good, like, 800-pound ego every day. Well, yeah, again, personal story, but when my first husband passed, I could care absolutely less about anything I had bought him. Well, she said engagement ring, but I refuse to live in a world where a woman buys a man an engagement ring, but so I call it a promise ring because I don't like her and I want to make fun of her. Let's see. Based off of Sarah's inconsistent statements on what occurred and the videos found on Sarah's iPhone, I believe probable cause exists to charge Sarah Boone with second-degree murder. George Torres Jr. is dead, and his death was caused by Sarah Boone's criminal act. Sarah zipped George in the suitcase to where he could not get out. George begged Sarah repeatedly, telling her he could not breathe, and Sarah left him in the suitcase, therefore proves the unwilling killing of George. By Sarah's actions that were imminently dangerous and demonstrated a depraved mind without regard to George's life. I don't know what kind of do you send an anniversary, a divorce, or a congratulations, you're engaged card at that point? Or do you just get all 3, put them in the envelope, and and then send them? What is the, Emily Post sort of, uh, you know, etiquette for that particular situation? I do need to ask Dominique. I do need to ask her, "So, do I get you, a condolences card, a going through rough times, and a congratulations card? Or do I get you a card that says, 'Why the hell did you text message every single person?'" Also, okay, side note onto that whole case, but who wants to bet that, Keyshawn leans because his mom beat the ever living crap out of him when she came home and saw her caddy all busted up? I'm surprised Dominique still has a Brazilian butt lift after she probably your mom is gonna snatch you right back. She probably just paid off that caddy too. I'm just saying. Well, it has been almost 2 hours. I will probably do tomorrow, I will do the, interrogation so I can be fresh from that because I have learned that talking for 2 hours actually puts some strain on your voice. It's really strange. I know. Oh my gosh, I know. And, you know, I have lived with in-laws before when we were getting on our feet, with my first marriage, but I wasn't, you know, like, just the amount of people in their house that don't know anything. You are so welcome, and tomorrow I am not good at the peopling and the Emily posting stuff, and y'all have seen what I talk about, I stay in no way within the lines of proper etiquette, and yet I'd still make a better royal than Meghan Markle, so, it's it really is sad when you think about it. Well, I am going to let you guys go for today, and then tomorrow I will, do one of the schedule doodads, and we will get No, Mo doesn't know much about, practically etiquette-y things. Again, yeah, I would still make a better royal than Meghan Markle, so go figure when I'm the better choice. You need help and Jesus when I'm the better choice. Have a good day, you guys. Do one hard thing. I'm trying to do one hard thing a day, and I think that everyone would be better if we just did one hard thing. Thanks, and don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends and, spread the good news that Mo has a has a YouTube channel. Make your enemies and friends subscribe. Keep me from having to sell LuLaRoe, really. I don't wanna have to do that. I'm too kind. Have a great day, guys.